start recording. And dear all, welcome on the 15th Logo-Chat event. Today, Dr. Timo Purjo from Finland will lead the event. Dr. Purjo's recently published a book titled Understanding Love. I think he's going to introduce his book to us. And before we start, Dr. Timo from Israel have a wonderful news to share with us. So, dear Dida.
I will go ahead and share it. Yes, it's really wonderful news. We are hosting.
Just a moment.
Sorry?
Let me make you co-host. Okay.
All right, okay. So I just want to announce to all of you who haven't yet seen it on the US site that we are hosting a very, very unique conference in Israel. And it's for the 120th anniversary of Viktor Frankl. You know, the exact date was on March, but actually we're celebrating his anniversary the whole year. So it will be on the 10th of September, and it will be at 7 p.m. Israel time. So you are from many different countries, so you have to calculate what time it is on your country. And we are very, very much inviting all of you to participate because it's really a unique conference, very special in its character. Because it is 120 celebration, we invited people who knew Viktor Frankl personally on the first place, and that is, in the first place, his grandson, Alexander Vesely Frankl. I will interview him live on the conference. And Professor David Gutman, who has been a really, really great dear friend of Viktor Frankl throughout his life. He brought him to Israel also, and I have interviewed him at the university. He is now 93 years old, and he agreed to be interviewed for this great festive occasion. And also Dr. Teria Chantal, who had studied with Viktor Frankl personally. She's a direct student of his, and she would be blessing the conference in the beginning and sharing a little bit about her studies with him. And at the same time, to wrap up this concept of anniversary to Viktor Frankl, I have also invited people who exemplify the spirit of Viktor Frankl in their courage and in their lives in terms of wanting to make the world a better world. And you would be amazed to see the courage and achievements of those people that I have invited as lecturers, as guest lecturers at the conference. So I really, really encourage all of you to register. Memdu, I believe, he has put the details on the chat. And not only the instructions, you have the landing page here, I believe, you also have it on the site, the US site. But I really encourage all of you to register. And of course, it's it's just a nominal fee to pay to cover our costs, and it will all be Hebrew and English translation to both directions. So no worries, it will all be English and Hebrew at the same time. I will explain in the beginning of the conference how to access your own language. And also you will probably get, once you register, you will get a mail just before the conference, how to access your own language. That is English, of course. It will be English and Hebrew. And why are you smiling? And it's really a very, very unique conference. And even if you can't make it on that same very day, whoever registers will get a recording. So maybe for a limited time, but still a recording. And yeah, I really would love to see all of you there. And if anybody has any technical issue to when trying to register in English, yeah, there is something when you arrive to the last page, there is a selection there that you can press English, and then you can have the information in English, even though it will still appear in Israeli currency, but it's really nominal, and you can Google it how much it is in your own currency. And I believe I want to give back the stage to Timo, not to take too long, but I just hope that Mendu has put all the necessary details here. Have you put also the details of where to register, the landing page? I don't see it.
Yes, first the landing page, then the information.
Okay, well, if Mendu is saying, I always trust him because that's Mendu. And perhaps just not to take time of Timo, that it's such a beautiful subject. Maybe just at the end we can come back to it so that if people didn't copy the links for themselves, we can just come back to it for a short while. Okay, so thank you very much for the opportunity, and thank you, Dan, for allowing it, approving of it. And I miss seeing Cindy and Anne-Marie Neal, and I hope to see them in the conference in Israel.
Good luck.
Yes, thank you very much. I think that Viktor Frankl will really smile from heaven and will enjoy it.
Yes, Timo, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you. And as you emphasized, there is a light above my head, so
Yeah.
that means that I'm connected with transcendental love. All right. So, do you see it in the right mode now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Great. All right. So it's about my new book today. I would like to introduce it and by presenting some excerpts of the book, some main things that I want to emphasize. And by these slides which I will present, I hope to give you an impression what real love is about. And this is I have written over 20 books altogether, most of them in Finnish. One translation is in German, a couple of translations in Croatian and specifically in Ukrainian, where I have been training logotherapists for several years, actually from from the beginning of the invasion of the Russians, the beginning of the full-scale war there. This book, especially my previous book, The Spiritual Capabilities of Viktor Frankl's Logotheory, has been already translated in different languages. Of course, this new book of mine, Understanding Love, has not yet been translated in other languages because it was just published a week or two ago. But it's available in Amazon's different Amazon online shops, different countries' Amazons. So this new book is kind of a sequel to the previous one. That means that I refer in the new book, in this book, Understanding Love, I refer several times to things that I have already explained in the previous book. So I would recommend to get both of them from a library or purchase them or in whatever way. And well, this is the back cover description. I will not read it totally, but specifically want to explain that. Well, the first sentence is, of course, significant. This book is a true voyage of exploration across the sea of love. Okay, and I'm inviting readers on a journey from foundational ideas to real life situations where love becomes an attitude, a responsibility, a decision, and a calling. But I'm drawing on the legacy of Viktor Frankl, but enriching it also by the thoughts of Max Scheler, who influenced Viktor Frankl that much that some say that Viktor Frankl would not have founded logotherapy at all without the influence of Max Scheler's value philosophy. Carl Jaspers, I'm referring also Emmanuel Levinas, Eric Fromm, and other eminent thinkers. Okay, and also that love is not considered simply as an emotion, but as an existential commitment capable of growth, shaped by suffering and vital to authentic, meaningful life. Somewhere here it also says that love is a value, the highest of all possible values. It includes all other objective and absolute values, so it's the value of values. So I'm not talking about love as emotion, or not talking about sexuality or that kind of things. Of course, I refer to different levels of love as well, but talking mostly about love as an absolute value. Table of contents. Okay, as you may see, there are shorter chapters and longer chapters. The longest are the third chapter, we are all born loving beings. Then also the sixth chapter, love between two human persons. And the last chapter, the 11th chapter, the practice of love, which kind of then gathers everything which has been said previously, but of course there is also a new content in that chapter as well. But there are also other chapters, for instance, love between humans and non-humans, which is specifically important to me personally. We live here in our home with 2 dogs and 4 cats, and I experience love between them and myself every moment, every day, and every moment of every day. Also, love lives on in grief. Love never dies, even though persons, humans or non-humans, die at some point, but love never dies. So that's briefly about the contents. Then I look more thoroughly to the third and sixth and 11th chapter. I'll mention something about also, or I have some figures about the 8th chapter, a professional matter of fact love and principles, which are implemented there. So the third chapter, we are all born loving beings. To properly understand the essence of love, one must be aware of its two central characteristics. First, one must become aware that the foundation of human love is in the spiritual unconscious, which Viktor Frankl specifically emphasizes and kind of confronts the psychic unconscious of Sigmund Freud with this, or even or also other psychoanalysts. And second, one must deeply internalize the transcendent quality of love. I will start with the latter, the transcendent origin of love, which also gives an explanation to the heading to the claim there that we are all born loving beings. So the chapter 31 or 3.1, the transcendent origin of love, begins with referring to Viktor Frankl's 10 theses on the human person. By the way, I would like to refer to the 10 theses because they are very important in understanding Viktor Frankl's conception of the human being. On the pages of Viktor Frankl Institute Vienna, there is a sub-page which topic is 10 theses about the person, and here you can find the theses for the first time properly translated into English. There are 3 different versions in original versions in German in different Frankl's books, but this is the first time when they have been translated properly or officially into English. So if you're interested, because it is a fundamental text, as it says here, a fundamental text on Frankl's conception of the human being. You can also download, you can scroll these theses here and then download them as PDF also in the end of these theses. So but I'm referring here only to the 10th thesis because it's the most difficult to understand. It took for me also quite a long time before I really grasped what it is about, what it tries to express. Frankl's and the 10th thesis of Frankl begins: the person can only achieve self-understanding through transcendence. More than this, one is only human to the extent that one realizes oneself through that transcendence. One is a person only to the extent that one is personated or personified by it, resounding and resonating to the call of transcendence. And I have drawn an image here, let's say here. The transcendence means infinite and endless reality. It is another reality than the world where we live in, and it can be interpreted also as God or the realm of values. So there is the ultimate, the absolute love somewhere outside of our world, and we cannot totally perfectly grasp it, but it is connected with our spiritual unconsciousness, and its sound comes in a perfect way to the point of our spiritual unconsciousness, but because the spiritual unconsciousness is unconscious, and we have to listen to it by our intuition, which is a high-level spiritual capability, but which can make mistakes, as all human capabilities or human skills. Then we never hear it in a perfect way, even though it is being sent to us in a perfect way. So, but love is anyway present from the beginning of our birth. It is present within us in our spiritual unconsciousness. Then Viktor Frankl also said here, one is a person only to the extent that one is personated with this hyphen between, and that means that refers to and person derives from personare, Latin word personare, personare, personated, personare, which means to sound true. And explanation is that through the person goes the call of the transcendence, which he hears via his unconscious spirituality. So Frankl speaks of the voice that originates from transcendence. Still, it is not something supernatural, but of a superhuman origin that transcends, that goes beyond or surpasses the human and their ability to experience and know. The choice of where the voice we perceive is rooted and what or whom we acknowledge as being behind it is one's own. A religious person may believe that they are hearing the voice of God. Conversely, the more secular ones may interpret this as a connection to the realm or world of values. And transcendence is the basis and goal of everything that exists and what a person is. Only transcendence can make this life good, the world beautiful, and existence itself fulfilling. Decisive is whether one's thinking leads them to the point where they are certain that from outside the transcendence is the source of the from inside, the so-called immanence. In the context of love, this means that a person has understood that the source of the love that manifests in them and from them to the other is outside them in transcendence. But everybody has it within them. So the possibility of love and its manifestation is in all of us. Then the next subchapter is about the unconscious love within us. So the phenomenon of love serves as a mode for Frankl's concept of the spiritual unconscious. Love stems from an unconscious ground, from unconscious depths. There it is in transcendental relation to infinite reality and eternity. Or to put it in other way, the love in the depths of our unconscious spirituality is an eternity in the present moment that is in temporal existence and finite reality. You cannot rationally and willfully decide that love will begin to manifest in you. Nonetheless, when love manifests in you, you can start acting on it. First, though, you must become conscious that love has awakened from its dormant, mere potential state. How is this possible when love is permanently unconscious? This spiritual comprehension occurs only in intuition, which Frankl describes as the act of seeing, by which I take him to mean that something hidden inside is revealed as visible, clearly distinct. Intuition can be understood as instant knowing, self-evident without being based on sensational perception, rational and analytical thinking, or any form of conscious reasoning. Through our intuition, we gain fundamental insights, so-called aha experience or eureka effects, especially into the essence of universal phenomena such as values, objective and absolute values, not our personal valuations, but the universal or the objective and absolute values, the values which are to be which exist in the realm of values outside of our world where we live. So it's about trying to listen to one's innermost unconscious spirituality as often as possible and interpret what one hears as well as possible. In retrospect, one can either immediately or most often later evaluate how well one has succeeded in hearing the flawless and undistorted knowledge sent from transcendence and transmitted by one's intuition. There's some noise in the background. Could you close your microphone? I don't know who it is, but... Okay, the presence of intuition is a sign of success in spiritual growth. In other words, the higher a person develops their spiritual skills, the more sensitive their intuition becomes. Accordingly, intuition develops at the same pace as all spirituality, one's other spiritual abilities. As a crystallization, it can be described that love flows wirelessly from transcendence to us, within us and from us. It flows or sounds through us, compared with that per sonare. The love inside us is thus an intangible energy similar to heat and light. We humans are transmitters of energy. We emit energy from ourselves that corresponds to the experience we are currently having. If we experience love, we radiate heat and light around us, warming and illuminating everything around us. As a result, we attract experiences that cause us to encounter more of what we are currently experiencing and radiate outward. Life responds to our energy and reflects back what we send out. So we attract to ourselves what we emit and become increasingly filled with it. The interconnectedness and reciprocity of everything operates so that both the infinite and the temporary worlds are present within us when we are in the world. Love flows constantly from transcendence to us, from us to the world, and from the world back to us. The more we are filled with love, the more powerfully we create a world that is constantly more loving and full of love. That's why consciousness of our inner experiences, which well up from the depths, is so critical. Only what we are conscious of can we intentionally strengthen within and actualize outside of us. And of this becoming conscious of what is within us, I talk a lot more about in my previous book, The Spiritual Capabilities of Viktor Frankl's Logotherapy. So here's a small comparison between the psychic and spiritual unconsciousness. The psychic unconsciousness, of which Freud talks a lot about, and spiritual unconsciousness, to which Viktor Frankl refers. So psychic unconscious is these are only some features which I have kind of picked here by intention, but anyway, so the psychic unconsciousness seems to be something scary and threatening. Anyway, it's backwards looking, and this underground cellar of the mind contains unacceptable or unpleasant contents like traumatic memories, repressed emotions, and primitive desires that continue to drive actions and personality, even though they are not consciously recalled. On the other hand, spiritual unconsciousness is something optimistic and future-oriented. It is forward-looking. It is a spiritual treasure chest where conscience and love reside, and from which we can draw to enrich our lives and develop our personalities into a value-based and ethical orientation. Through the defiant power of the spirit, we can resist psychic counterforces. By the way, I'm going to write my next book about spiritual unconsciousness. So it will be published then someday, but probably anyway next year, I suppose. Then about love between two human persons. And only the second subchapter there, which is called responsibility. I'm already have been talking in the third subchapter of the fifth chapter about responsibleness, which is a specific concept of Viktor Frankl. My statement here is that the highest form of being responsible is to increase love to manifest in the world, and thereby make the world a better place for all of us to live. And then a very important chapter in the whole book is the sixth subchapter of the sixth chapter, so about real love. So as I have just as I describe in chapter 3, and as I have just briefly explained to you, Frankl emphasizes that love lies within every human being and is connected to the absolute value of love, or the absolute itself, by which he means God. This is another important cornerstone in understanding the nature of real love. Love is born within us, even though when we are in love and focus on the object of our love, we may think that another person gave us this wonderful experience of love. Every manifestation of love is internal. Therefore, love cannot be offered or forced upon another. So it is not given by another person to us, it is given by the transcendence to us. And love ignites and extinguishes within us at our own pace. Love changes its form and object during our lives. That is why we can love many people simultaneously in diverse ways and yet deeply. Because that extraordinary experience is born within us, love does not die or disappear when other people change or leave our lives. Genuine love is always present within us. Real love lives in encounters, actions, words, and attention. Love is a value in life that we express mainly towards significant persons, significant others. People also love their pets and look after them, showing them their love. I already mentioned our 2 dogs and 4 cats, and we share love with each other on daily basis. And that is why they are so important to me, and I assume that I am also very important to them. So real love is not only personal love between humans, but also holistic and universal love. That is to be in love with everything manifests, with everything that manifests and everything that does not, everything that unmanifest. Love is a human person's very existence. However, love is still love, even if it's not expressed in actions or words. In a long-term relationship, showing love is essential. We just had our 25th anniversary with my wife recently, so it might be called already a long-term relationship. Showing love doesn't necessarily mean organizing romantic mini vacations, even though we had a small cruise where we celebrated our anniversary. But love can be demonstrated that way too. But it can also be just about two people giving each other time, giving the other their precious time, moments that could be used for something else. Love does not require hard work, even if you want to make an effort for your loved one. A loving relationship is not a job where the salary is a smile and tenderness. Although it is proper to show love to another with concrete actions and reciprocally give love in return, real love can never be traded. If you have moved beyond the initial euphoria of falling in love within a couple of years, which I have experienced several times, the stage of true love begins. Genuine care and trust in your spouse will deepen. Love is gentle and warm. Spouses sincerely care for each other without needing to please or manipulate. Both can rest in each other's arms and under the approving gaze. There is no need to remind each other of their love with words, to continuously repeat I love you or some other phrase, as they understand each other even without speaking. Nevertheless, they must be sure of this because communication is the foundation of a relationship. Still, it is much more than words. It's caring and appreciating touch, for example. Only at this point do you truly know and feel with every cell of your being what real love is all about in everyday life, every single day. Real love endures arguments. Real love endures everyday adversities. Real love is about being on the same side and looking in the same direction together, even if sometimes you disagree entirely about something. You can argue with your partner and love them. They are not opposites of each other. Indifference is the opposite of love. Those who genuinely love each other are willing to meet each other halfway and make compromises on both sides. People also commonly talk about true love. So I'm talking about real love here. It's common to talk about true love. It's a different phenomenon. So it is not necessarily accurately the same phenomenon as real love, which also probably corresponds best to what Frankl means by the highest form of love. While true love often refers to an idealized, romanticized version of love, real love emphasizes the practical, everyday aspects of maintaining a loving relationship. Real love is more grounded in reality. It acknowledges that the complexities and imperfections of relationships, as well as both parties of the relationship themselves, including the need for compromise and communication. Real love focuses on the spiritual growth of both individuals in the relationship. It includes support, respect, and a shared commitment to facing life's challenges together. It is about building and maintaining a relationship over time, adapting to changes and overcoming obstacles. Everything together. Both concepts have in common that they extend beyond fleeting emotions or temporary infatuation. They signify a commitment to the relationship and a strong bond between partners, built on trust and mutual respect. So they include a deep sense of security, that is being physically and mentally safe, and comfort, that is feeling homey with the partner. Unconditional love, meaning love without conditions or expectations for the other person that must be met and satisfied, is particularly identified with real love because it does not create fantasies of a perfect partner and compatibility, a perfect match, as true love does. Instead, real love involves an unconditional acceptance of the other person. It accepts imperfections in line with Frankl's concept of the human person, where he says that we are all imperfect persons in our own individual way. It doesn't seek to change the other person, but rather appreciates them for who they are, with their flaws and strengths. However, real love encourages both persons to grow together. Real love nurtures personal spiritual development and mutual growth as a couple and family. It is about supporting each other's goals and purposes, pushing one another to become better, more ethical human beings, and standing by each other in tough times. It inspires both to become the best versions of themselves. Real love finds its most profound meaning in the spiritual being of the beloved person, their inner self, and the unique value possibilities the loved person may have. It is a steady wish for the loved person's ultimate good and happiness as far as it can be obtained. In real love, the loving person real love is especially about loving, not being loved. So the loving person does everything they can to ensure that everything valuable and good that lies within the loved one and that life offers them has the opportunity to come true. So real love is based in that concept on respect, trust, care, and support. Without communication, as I referred already earlier, there is no real relationship and also no real love. Without respect, there is no love. Without trust, an automatic effect of real love, there is no reason to continue. Nonetheless, this doesn't mean you should give up easily. Love is a race of endurance. If you see a married couple still in love after years, you may think how lucky they are. However, marital relationships are not about such things as good luck. Instead, the couple has made many compromises and overlooked each other's faults. They forgave many mistakes and endured many problems. They spent years making efforts. Could you please unmute or mute the microphone? Someone who makes noises, please.
Gideon, if you don't mind, it is your microphone, if you don't mind.
My microphone. I'm not coughing.
No, sorry, I said Gideon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So they spent years making efforts to understand one another. Love has never been a matter of luck. It's mutual giving, respect, care, shared dreams, patience, compromise, and mercy. It is about unconditional love, which is the highest expression of love. So love is about giving, not receiving. I want specifically to emphasize this. Then if both give their love to the other person, then of course they love and are being loved. But we cannot demand to be loved from some other person, or is it then a human person or non-human person or whoever. So unconditional love also means loving yourself unconditionally, which is based on accepting your imperfections and fallibility and treating them with compassion. It's about loving yourself in an absolute and holistic way based on self-acceptance and self-compassion. You do not place any conditions or demands on yourself and your existence, but you permit yourself to be the person you authentically and undeniably are. So it took me about 40 years before I grasped this, and after that my life has been much better than it was before. Now I'm 73 years old, so already many decades behind on that better way in life. Or better path which I'm walking in my life. Unconditional love also overpasses the boundary of death, so even the other person's being alive is not necessarily a condition of love. There is a saying that a person is not truly dead until no one remembers them. Actually, my mother said this to me once, and I still remember it as a lesson. They continue to live in all the precious memories, and of course, my mother is also not truly dead till this day, because I remember her and the love she gave to me and the significance of her love. So they continue to live in all precious memories that others, especially people close to them, have of what they have been to them. Or they have left behind something meaningful and lovable in the world that they will be remembered for, perhaps even permanently. Viktor Frankl talks in Man's Search for Meaning about the love towards his wife and his mother, even though he didn't know whether they are alive or not. But that love gave him an exceptional amount of strength in that particular situation, about which he tells in his most famous book, which is, by the way, only one of his 40 books, about 40 books, which you all probably know. So and then some pictures from or figures from about this professional matter-of-fact love in the which is the title of the 8th chapter, and the first subchapter is Love as a Recognitive Attitude. We should be able as ethical persons to show unconditional respect and love towards other people, regardless of their behavior or action or deeds or actions or whatever. So it's about unconditional respect and love towards what they internally really are, fundamentally are. And respect is oriented towards present, and love towards future. The thought there is what a person could and should be, and we are doing everything what we can to make that come true. So to come that manifest that what a person could and should be. And then we show esteem towards when they show that something has manifested in them. They try to give love to somebody or to something, some matter or something else. So they are trying to implement the love which is within them and which we have seen to be within them. That is being explained very thoroughly in my book in this particular chapter. Also in the previous book, I'm also talking about this recognitive attitudes. If I think about therapy, if I think about counseling, if I think about education, or whatever influencing of other people. These are fundamental basis of the relationship and our capability to influence others. So I call them even a philosopher's stone of therapy, counseling, education. So I recommend to read that chapter and the respective chapters in my previous book also very thoroughly. So here they are also explained with two different examples. It's about repetitive attitudes that develop the personality of the other person. So respect is about understanding the other so that he is having opportunities for the good. Love is about treating the other so that the good in him becomes apparent, and esteem is showing encouragement to the other for all such deeds by which he promotes the common good. So deeds by which he fulfills his meaning and purpose of his life. And also they are about making the client's spirituality grow and ethicality develop, and then respect can be explained as understanding the other so that he is having a potential will to meaning, which is of course in logotherapy, according to Viktor Frankl, the fundamental need and the fundamental motivational feature in all of us. And love is about persuading the other in dialogue so that his will to meaning becomes visible. Is this dialogue then happening in whatever relationships, in therapy, counseling, in education, in family, daily family encounters, or wherever? Esteem is about showing appreciation to the other for all such deeds by which he fulfills his will to meaning. So previously it was about goodness, and here it is specifically about will to meaning, fulfilling one's will to meaning. So fulfilling one's all meaning possibilities which are offered to that specific individual in those particular moments in their lives. And the practice of love, I start that chapter with this quote from Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning, where he says that for the first time in my life I saw the truth as it is set into songs by so many poets, proclaimed as the final wisdom by so many thinkers, by so many philosophers and other thinkers. The truth that love is the ultimate and highest goal to which man can aspire. Then I grasped the meaning of the greatest secret that human poetry and human thought and belief have to impart. The salvation of man is through love and in love. And in that chapter I also explain what Frankl means here with salvation, not particularly in religious connotation, but in some other way. But I let it now to be a surprise, which is opening up when you open up the book. And Erich Fromm, in some contexts, this quote is mistakenly presented as a statement by Frankl, which happened quite often when you find some quotes in internet. So Erich Fromm emphasizes that love is the only sane, or we could also say sensible and satisfying answer to the problem of human existence. So it's quite a heavy claim. So love is the ultimate answer to all kind of human problems, and I even believe to that statement of Erich Fromm. And it is in accordance with Viktor Frankl's thought about real love. And existential fulfillment is an effect of love. You may have seen this figure which Viktor Frankl represents, for instance, in his many times in his book The Will to Meaning, which has been originally written only in English. I don't know any translations of it. Of course, there may be some, but anyway, it's not the same book as the book with a similar name in German, for instance. It is a totally different book. So The Will to Meaning has been originally published in English, and it is a very good book about logotherapy. It explains very in a manifold way what logotherapy is about. But I have drawn these arrows. These arrows are similar than in Viktor Frankl's figures, but the explanations are different. So when we start walking and progressing on the path of love, and approaching love as the purpose and goal of our lives, then happiness may happen as a holistic experience of good life, which could also called existential fulfillment, which is the absolute other extreme, is the where the other extreme is existential vacuum. So so it's the on the other end of the scale, so to say. So existential fulfillment is something as extreme phenomenon as is existential vacuum, but only it is totally positive. So and there is no shortcut to happiness created by love. Pursuit of permanent happiness by other means is ineffective. So I have used this in many of my lectures and also both of my English books and many of my other books which I have written so far. Okay. So this was about my presentation, and we still have some time for comments or discussion, or if someone wants to confrontate my thoughts, be my guest. I still stand behind all my thoughts. I'm not going to rewrite that book. So so be my guest. So whatever you want to ask or comment or
Dida raised
Yeah,
hand.
okay, thank you. I'm not going to controverse your lecture because I have enjoyed it tremendously. Really, I've enjoyed it tremendously. I think you have an incredible depth in this lecture, and the whole notion of the spiritual unconscious is not enough treated, I think, and I really completely agree with you with everything you said, including the description of intuition as immediate seeing, you know, without any disturbance of thinking or of logic in between, any procedure of logic between of thought or something. And I often use the word seeing as a direct way of grasping the wholeness of something or grasping the essence of something. And many times Frankl's view is described as a theory. And I think in the modern sense, it's not true that it's a theory because he really saw this universal truth. He didn't invent them as a thought, as a construction of thought. He really saw it directly. And the word theoria, theoria in Greek, means exactly that particular inner seeing and immediate seeing. Now, I want to suggest, agreeing with you with that the origin of love really is transcendence, and Frankl even has this analogy of the navel when he says, just like the phenomenon of the navel cannot be explained or understood without its relation to the origin in the mother, so does consciousness cannot be understood without its relation to transcendence. And I think this is where love comes from. I agree totally. And I would like to suggest perhaps we can say about this transcendental love or universal love that maybe it's a state of being, actually. You said already that it's not an emotion. You suggested that it's a value, but perhaps we can say that other than saying that it's the value of values, maybe it's also a state of being. It's not an emotion, not even a feeling, but a state of being that this is your essence and you are in the love itself rather than love is in you, I would say. This is one thing I wanted to say. And the other thing, I would say it very quickly because I see there are still many hands up, that when you talked about intuition, Frankl says that love, art, and conscience have something in common, and all of them are intuitive. And I think that's very, very beautiful, and that is why they all have to do with the spiritual unconscious. That is where all of them originate, and that's very, very beautiful. So I'm very, very inspired by your lecture, really. I would love to read this book and the other books as well. Thank you.
Thank you for the comment.
Michelle is the second person who raised hand.
Thank you so much. So yes, I very much enjoyed this, and certainly as an empath and a highly sensitive person, you really had me in the real love aspect. That I was going through all the feels. So I very much appreciate that, and very much agree with everything that you said. But also as a philosopher, of course, I have more questions, and I'm curious, would we assume that it is a choice then that those, if love is within us and is as we believe it to be, is it a conscious or even unconscious decision to engage in unloving acts? Where does that come from? And I guess we're probably going into the psychological realm there, but I'm just curious.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts?
I'm referring to the second chapter of my book, and which title
Good
is
and evil?
Is the human being good or evil by nature?
Yes.
So you may read about that in my book, and there are 272 pages in the book. So these were only very short excerpts where only some small details could be referred to.
Very good. I did notice. I noticed that in the introduction that there was a chapter. So more to come. I will be picking up your book. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you.
Vedrana.
Good evening. I am from Croatia, but at the moment I'm here in Ukraine for 2 weeks. And at the beginning of this chat, you have seen the group of logotherapists. There are more than 20 people here at the moment. But what I wanted to say. So this is the first ever copy of Professor Timo's book. And I have been testing it. So I will not tell you about the theory. I will tell you about the real practice. I have been testing it while I was in Croatia with people who have no idea what logotherapy is. And when we discussed certain subjects, I gave them parts of the chapters to read, and they could really relate to it. But then I brought book here, and daily we are going through various parts of the book. So they are all logotherapists, and they already work in the field, and it is extremely heavy situation, as you can know. And I have to correct you, Professor Purjo. Your book is in this very moment being translated. They are translating it to Ukrainian, so it is already happening now, because
I know.
they see value of it in the field. So I believe that if you want to give present to somebody who has no idea what logotherapy is, you can do it. I have been testing Professor Purjo's book, spiritual capabilities of human person, also for a very long time, for obviously for 3 years with various people, and it also works. So I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
Dear Juka,
may I add something?
let's listen Juka, then please do Gideon.
Can I add? Can I add something?
It was Juka's turn, but Juka didn't. Gideon, go ahead, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was
Yeah.
unmuted. Okay, I muted myself. Terve Timo, greetings, my first logotherapy teacher. I'm forever grateful for the lessons we had. And I'll never forget the discussions we had about our ordo amoris, our value hierarchies. And I seem to remember that when discussing the hierarchies of values, which we value the most of all values, that you regarded truth very high, but definitely also love. You said that we are laborers of love when we do logotherapy, and that touched me very much. Now you've written a book about love, and you have indeed done acts of love plentifully. For instance, when standing with the Ukrainians and educating them in the ways and philosophies of Viktor Frankl and logotherapy. So first of all, thanks. And second of all, has there been a change? Has there been a transformation for you because of the tragedies that we've seen in our very neighborhood?
Sure, it has affected me a lot, and it has somehow let me even more understand the importance of emphasizing love as the most important means for helping their citizens. I mean, all those Ukrainian people who were watching here this presentation. There are all my students, and I have trained them to become logotherapists, and they are doing a great job, and everything is based on love. And we have been discussing about the importance of love in therapy, in counseling, in education of children and adolescents, and etc. a lot. And I always start my series of lectures with Ukrainians with the first lecture, which is love, the phenomenon of love in logotheory and logotherapy. So and then they are very eager to listen to the rest of the series of lectures. So it's the very basis of everything. It is the very basis of of logotherapy. It's the very basis of our whole existence.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
Dear
you.
Gideon.
Yeah. Timo, you brought a saying which I believe is very important, that the salvation of the human beings is in love and through love. I believe that saying is something that should be a lighthouse for many people, especially in these very difficult days we are going through. So let us hope that also the leaders, that saying will come over to the leaders, which I doubt very much, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I agree, and that is my very hope also.
Yeah. If I haven't seen any raised hands, so let me use this opportunity to ask a question to Timo. We know Frankl's one of the main concepts is life is tragic optimism. So under tragedy, and we are defining tragedy with, Frankl with with trilogy, suffering, guilt, and death. Under tragedy, how to say yes to life without love? I think it's impossible. So, although in logotherapy we were talking about parallel value systems, but we cannot say yes to life or love of life without love. I mean, there is a good saying, you can die for justice, but not to live. To live, we are doomed to love. Can you speculate on these? Because in logotherapy, I think although we don't mention the highest value is love, but it seems so.
Well, that's what Viktor Frankl also says, that highest value is love.
Is it okay?
Oh, so that was his also the quote of his Man's Search for Meaning about the where he said that let's see the quote one more time here, with which I start also the 11th chapter in my book, which is the practice of love. So there he said that yeah, let's look at it here again. So it's this one. So love is the ultimate and highest goal to which man can aspire. So I think that says everything, and he refers also to Max Scheler's value hierarchy, where the highest level is the values of holy, and the core value there is love. So then there was he was the other one, the which might be also an answer to you about tragic optimism, etc. So what Erich Fromm says, that love is the only sane or sensible and satisfying answer to the problem of human existence and to all problems that a human has in their existence. So everything has been founded to love in order to find the real salvation or the existential fulfillment as a result of thinking about means by which somebody is getting out of, for instance, existential vacuum towards the back to life again. I might tell you also about my which I have referred to, as I remember right, at least in my green book, in the previous book, and probably in this last one also. I'm not sure, maybe not, but I tell about my own being in an existential vacuum for as long as 2 to 3 years, where I was many times near killing myself. And I had a person walking on my side who was filled with love, and who could give love to every person around them. And her home was like a circus. People came and went, and who needed something, who were in great need of something, and who were suffering very deeply, very profoundly. And the love she showed to me saved me back to life, and led to my considering my valuations again. So what I considered as being important, really important, fundamentally important in life, and that was the moment after which I have been following the path of which the goal is real love. And that's the basis of my, for instance, helping the Ukrainians without any compensation, and etc. Or the compensation is, of course, giving a possibility of giving, the permission of giving, and that is what I have got from it. So I'm fulfilling my will to meaning, or actually my will to love, as is also emphasized in the brief introductory text of my book. So instead of will to meaning, I'm actually talking in this latest book about will to love, which is the highest possible way to fulfill one's will to meaning.
Thank you so much. Harold is raising hand.
Yes, thank you very much. I allow myself to give a very short comment, dear Dr. Purjo. Thank you very much for letting me participate and for receiving this information about your interesting book. And I honestly appreciate that you dedicated a whole book to what Frankl wrote about one chapter in his Doctor and the Soul and in other books. What I would like to share with this wonderful group, and thanks for allowing me to participate, is I have the honor to visit Mrs. Ellie Frankl about once a week. She's still alive. She's going to become 100 years old, and you are talking very much about Viktor Frankl. And the life of Ellie and Viktor Frankl is also one of our examples, of vivid examples that we can witness in this life. And also Timo Purjo has witnessed when you visited with the Ukraine group. And I can tell you just frankly, without putting me into the foreground, she is now mourning about the loss of Viktor Frankl for exactly 28 years, and she still loves him, and she's talking from him despite her memory is not so bad, not so good at the moment, and she wants to leave this world, but she has this deep love that Timo Purjo described totally in her heart, and she is behind all pathology, all diseases or memory losses. The love is what comes out every time and at every visit. So thank you, Dr. Purjo, thank you, this group, and would like to let you know this still vivid example, and I hope for her that she goes for a good way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kiitos.
Kiitos. And love is a terrible word in Finnish, rakkaus. It sounds so harsh, but so there are many more beautiful words, for instance, in French about love, and Liebe in German is quite soft also, and love with a letter L, beginning with letter L, but beginning with R. Well, we have also another synonym is lempi, which is actually the name of one of our 4 cats. One of our female cats. So I'd rather talk about lempi than rakkaus.
Oh, come on, Timo. Rakkaus is so Finnish.
Yeah, it's really Finnish. Yeah, but that's why we don't say so often that we love the other person. So it's better to be silent. But of course, show it in many other ways with our whole body and with our soul and with our spirit.
We do.
Timo, I liked it very much that you described love not only between human beings, like, for example, with your cats and dogs. And it reminds me of Buber, who talks about love in terms of 3 axes, that is, with human beings, with nature. Even he describes becoming one with a tree. And then he has this beautiful story about a horse that he used to feed at his grandfather's farm. And of course, love to God, which is the transcendent. So I like it very much that you pointed out that it's not only between human beings, but it's really your whole being becomes an unconditional love to everything and to every vivid thing in nature, in our universe.
Yeah, that's what it is, and I refer it's not only love between 2 human persons, but it's much more. It's love towards animals, towards plants, towards the whole nature, to the whole life and to the whole world. So or even even the transcendence, or especially the transcendence.
Yeah, this is where it all derives from, we can say, I think. People who have experienced really higher degrees of consciousness say that in this transcendent love, you cannot even step over a plant on your way, because everything is sacred. Everything is sacred, and you're a part of this wholeness of sacredness.
Yeah. And I'm referring to. Thank you for a comment about Buber's sayings. I'm referring to Buber also in my book, and many other great thinkers.
Yeah, you did mention the importance of dialogue and communication, and it's so beautiful, really inspiring.
All right. So is it time to say thank you to everybody who has joined this meeting, and to everybody who has been only nodding, and those who have expressed something, and to everybody, I love you all, and I hope to meet you again.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. And Memdu, just before the end, Memdu?
Yes, and if you have any questions regarding to the event that will take place 10th of this month, Dida would like to enlighten you more.
Yeah, well, not in terms of questions, but I have heard from some people who have tried to register in English that they had some technical problems, but it's really very easy. You just have at the last page of the invitation of the landing page, you just have to choose English as a language, and then it is translated into English. As I said, even though the price will appear in Israeli currency, but you can Google it, how much it is. It's really nominal. But in any case, I just want to remind you that it's in 4 days, actually. It's on this coming Wednesday. And yeah, I would love to see you all there. Would be great to see the international community there. Many of them have actually registered already, and would be like a great celebration to see every one of us, that we are always having great dialogues together and communicating on these high and beautiful subjects. So
Thank you, Memo,
Uh,
for conducting this beautiful chat.
I would like to thank to Dan. He's the president of who I'm doing under him.
And anyhow, thank you that you helped me to enable take part in this.
Thank you. And I was really fascinated with your comment.
All the comments were good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would also like to thank Viktor Frankl Institute of Logotherapy, USA, about this possibility to be part of the series of Logo Chats and giving my presentation today.
You're welcome. Okay.
Well, I'll look forward to seeing everybody next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Our time, it'll be 11 o'clock when it starts.
11 in the morning?
Yeah, it'll be 11 in the morning.
Okay, so I hope you don't work on that on that particular time.
We're going to take a day off work in my office and we'll be watching it.
How beautiful, how beautiful. And remember that even if you can't come, you can register and get the recording afterwards. But
Okay.
Mandu, can you please put the link again, because I saw it wasn't blue somehow, so perhaps people
Okay,
don't get it, that it
I'll
was
do
a
so before we turn off.
fantastic done.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, and nice to see you. See you Wednesday. Thank you, Timo. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, very beautiful.
It's
lecture.
wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Timo, and thanks to all of you from Croatia.
Hi.
It was a great night. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Timo.
Thank you. Thank you, Memo.
Thank you, Timo. I will certainly look for this book.
So,
Kiitos mieheen. Terve.
joo, kiitos itsellesi. Terve.
Hi, Juka.
Hey, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Let's talk more by email.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye. Okay, then. See you all.
This is the after party, like always.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, okay.
Bye, Memo.
Bye, dear Dida.
Bye.
Bye.